1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get down! Stop it! God damn it! One, two, three, four. Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon Gibson. I'm the owner and developer of the Megalo Global Network and News Binge Media. And today I want to discuss what the Megalo Global Network and News Binge Media is all about. And before I do so, I want to state a little bit about the development and the nuisances that we've had to put up with over the last several years. Megalo Global was a project I started in 2013. And I haven't done the math of how many years it's taken to build it, so give me a second. I have a hard time doing math in my head. So it's been 11 years, not 13. I apologize. I've been saying that I've been in development for 13 years when in fact it's been 11 years. I started this after my divorce in 2012, which ended in December. 2013, I moved back to the Midwest from being out east, and I ended up starting a coding project. I had graduated Winona State University in 2014, and when I graduated, that's when I became heavily into the project while starting the project while in college. So I lived out east, and I did a lot of online college, a lot of online work. So I didn't live out east when I started this project. I moved out east when I started this project. Graduated college in 14, went out east, drove a truck for Amazon for quite a few years. And while I was doing that, I was building my platform on the side, doing it piece by piece here and there. And looking back 11 years, I've built 2.9 million lines of code to write the Megalo Global Network. And since that time, our official launch of the platform one, which is Megalo Social, which is a social media platform, was founded in March 5th of 2019, and I did that to dedicate to my daughter's birthday. My daughter Angela died at the age of 5 in 2011. 2012 is when she passed. Got hit in a car wreck, drunk driver. Anyway, her birthday is March 5th of 19, and I'm dedicating the entire project to Angela. And that is why we named her code name Angie. So ever since I launched this project in 2019, me and co-founder David Winkler, and yes, the same David Winkler that is currently running for Congress in Pennsylvania right now, former Marine, good guy, good friend of mine. He joined the project in 2019, back when he was running for governor of New Jersey. I lived in Hartford, Connecticut, which isn't far from New York City. So that being said, we got the project launched. Then comes the nuisances. We have had Facebook trying to buy us out, which I refused to sell because I didn't want to see my best work in the hands of my competitors. It's a pride thing, and I don't want to sell my soul to the devil, so to speak, which is how I felt was going on. So that being said, we didn't sell out to Facebook because I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this for providing a service to the community and to the public. So Facebook tried to buy us out. When we denied Facebook, they started blocking our platforms on the internet, which at the time was Genesis Social Media. That was our original name. About 3 years ago, we changed it to Megalo Global. And the reason we chose that is because Megalo means to be or do something great. Except in France, it means megalomaniac, and that's just France. Everywhere else, it means to be or do something great. And I learned those words from Steve Jobs. But what the platform is a multi-platform internet technology company. And now I'm going to dive into the development and the technology and the description of what it is. It's going to be about a 28-minute video, so if you have somewhere to be, you might want to save this and go somewhere later that you can watch it, when you got more time. So Megalo Global was founded as a multi-platform internet technology company. We have a social media platform, search engine, shopping network we're building. Various different platforms. And you're probably thinking, well, the internet already has all that. Of course, the internet already has all that. You got Facebook, which is one company doing social media. You got Google doing search engine and various other things, and that's a separate company. Then you have web hosting, that is Amazon Web Services, HostGator, Namecheap, whoever is doing that nowadays, and there's a million of them out there. So then we have, Twitter doing social media. That's a fourth company. And you bought it out. Then you've got marketing companies and various other things, and you have to go to 1,000 different companies to do 1,000 different things, and you're paying out to 1,000 different other companies to do different things. What is going to stop Megalo Global from putting all of that into one name? You've got one company, one name, one massive multi-platform technology to solve all your internet needs. We have a YouTube hosting like site called Megalo Videos. Got our news network, which we're very picky about our news, by the way, because we want truth, stories based on truth. And we despise this misinformation control crap. I deny so many letters from the U.S. government because they want to say, oh, you can't post this because we don't allow it, but you can go ahead and post this over here because this fits our political agenda and we approve it. We are not a politically minded platform. Our company has no affiliation with politics, nor are we bought out by any politicians. We aren't bought out by a Republican Party or a Democrat Party. It doesn't matter. All that is just a bunch of nonsense and hot air to me. I don't even vote because I simply think the government is corrupt and I want nothing to do with them. So that being said, Megalo Global is a company that is removing diversity from the board. Currently, you have Facebook, which is well known to be a dictatorship. And I call them that because they like to censor their users. They like to say, oh, we don't approve of this, but we'll go ahead and approve of this. So you can say this. But if you go ahead and say this over here, we're going to stick you in Facebook jail for a while because we want to let you know that we're in control of what you're allowed to say. That's Facebook. That's the dictatorship. Google is the same way. For a long time, Google put a deceptive site ahead warning on our websites. Every time you went to Genesis Social Media, which is what it was called at the time, you get a warning before you go to the site. It say this contains a deceptive site and is known for phishing and will steal your personal information. So that was deterring people from joining the platform. You had to say, yes, proceed to unsafe site in order to get to us. And finally, it took us sending numerous cease and desist letters to Google. They ignored them all. But when we filed a lawsuit against them, that's when they removed the warning, and then all of that got dropped. And they have yet to put one on our site before. But Google just did that for the same reason that they deny our app on the Google App Store, simply because they want to remind people how much control over the internet that they have. And we are aiming to take that control away from Google and Facebook and put it in the hands of the back to the people. If you're on the internet, you deserve a right to be on the internet and free of any problems. Sorry, my cat's trying to knock over the tripod and I do not want her touching it. She's already dropped the camera once or twice. I apologize. I have to keep shooing her away from it. So that being said, the platform has had numerous people trying to shut it down. Now, obviously, I work out of my home because I find it easier to work from home because I spend long hours. Sometimes I'll spend as much as 3 days in a hard coding tier just because I have so much energy. I drink a ton of coffee. I'm constantly cramming monsters and energy drinks. I like the Black Mamba Venom. Well, they just call it Venom Original now, which doesn't even taste like Black Mamba. They got rid of the Black Mamba. I love the Black Mamba. I wish it still had that, but they don't. So let's imagine all the different platforms on the internet, all the different numerous technologies. You got to go to 1,000 different platforms to do 1,000 different things. You got to go to this to do marketing. You got to do this to do social media. Got to do this to run an ad. Got to search your stuff over here. Got to pay these people for web hosting. Got to pay these people over here for a phone service so you can have a 800 number for your business. What about putting all that under one name? The Megalo Global Network is born. And that's what this is. The Megalo Global Network is going to dominate the internet. And most of all, it's going to remove politics from the equation. You have Facebook that's known to be a far left and a dictatorship. You got Google doing the same thing. You got Trump's True Social over here being the far right. You got Gab over here letting people say hateful content. And I don't agree with that, by the way. And then you got Twitter that was, for a long time, used to be politically rigged until Elon Musk got a hold of it and pissed everybody off. I don't want diversity on the platform. I want people to know that we are not politically affiliated. The left has just as much to say as the left and the right. So Democrats and Republicans, they all have the same rights. You can promote and say what you want. Do what you want. Post your political campaign. Don't expect us to only allow their political campaign but not the opponent. It doesn't work like that. Donald Trump has just as much right to speak freely on the Megalo Global Network as Joe Biden would. Hillary Clinton can say the same thing. We don't care. We are not politically diverse. We are removing it from the equation. We are a platform for everybody. And most of all, we do not target your ads. We do not censor you. We do not sit there and steal and sell your personal information to marketers. When you run an ad, that ad goes where you tell it to, not where other people seem to be fit. Okay, right now, if you get on Google, they have tracking codes and algorithms. And those basic algorithms just saw on Google that I searched HostGator. The next thing you know, they're selling me a HostGator ad because it was targeted to me. We don't do that. When you post an ad on the platform, that ad is seen by everybody in the region you select. You can select worldwide, or you can select a specific region. Everybody on the platform will see that ad. And that is why we prefer people buy a premium package on the social network, simply because it will remove all ads and it will allow you to own a piece of the company. So yes, anytime somebody buys a pro package on Megalo Social, they aren't just buying a package, they're getting stock in the company. We are selling our stock. We have 500 million shares set up through Rocket Lawyer. I pay a little bit to Rocket Lawyer and they set up all the contracts. We are not on the stock exchange, and I'll explain that later as to why. Okay, so we are selling stock. We have 500 million shares in the company set up. 52% of those shares, 50% of those shares are being kept to the company itself. The other 250 million are being sold off to private investors and what we call user vesting. So people who buy a premium package will get a predetermined amount of shares. Shares are sold for $5 a share, and we are launching the company with those shares. We have a data center already being planned. We have a lot in the works. And just like people laughed at Apple and Microsoft, Steve, what would ordinary people want with computers? Well, I use an Apple 30 years later, so hey, the good ones were always laughed at in the beginning. Guys think I won't succeed because I hear a lot of that, but I am succeeding. I've succeeded already. I've already became a nuisance to Facebook. They've sent me a buyout letter that I rejected, violently rejected. And by violently, I mean I wrote "go fuck yourself" on it, and I mailed it right back to them. And ever since, me and Mark Zuckerberg have not gotten along. So we have our platform that is an all-in-one. We have a web hosting service, a video sharing platform, social media. We got a search engine. We have a phone company. We are working on building our own phones and our own app store. And the best thing about this company is your privacy and your constitutional rights are protected. We will never censor your free speech. We will never tell you that you can't post this article because it doesn't fit an agenda. Okay, we don't dictate misinformation because it is not the social media company's job to dictate what is true and what is not. The only thing that we handle for misinformation is what news is brought into the News Binge Media news website. Our website is the one that we monitor, not others. We don't tell CNN you can't post this because we don't agree with it. It doesn't work like that. So now that we have our 250 million shares set up, we're going to find out exactly how much we have to raise to get our platform online. So let's say $5 times 250, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, being a million. That will be $125 million. $1,250 million. That is what we're trying to raise. That is what the stock will be worth. And that's what we're going to use to finance our company. And that's what we're going to use to launch this company and compete with the bigwigs. And when we raise at least half of that, we're going to be doing a Super Bowl ad to get it out there. And our investors and our stockholders will have to understand that because of the way we want to run our company, a lot of investors will turn us down because they think we're a far right. We're not. We're not left. We're not right. We're Megalo Global. We're ourselves. And I've been turned down by investors simply because we do not cater to the liberals, and the Democrats, and the communists. There are a lot of those out there. They can call it what they want. But at the end of the day, we don't side with a political party. Now let's talk about the birdie. I talk about the birdie because I know the story of the birdie. So the birdie was born. This guy named Jack Dorsey built the birdie. And when he started selling stock a few years later to help his company grow, the stock was bought out by an entire communist party from other countries in America and people who wanted to manipulate the platform in order to fulfill their political agenda. So a very long time they didn't have protections in place for this. So because they were on the stock exchange, and this is why I told you earlier, I'm going to go back to the stock exchange, why we won't go on it. Because once you're on the government stock exchange, the government can stipulate what you do and don't do with your company. They can tell you how you're going to run your company, even if it doesn't work for you. So the birdie got stockholders. The stockholder said, oh, we don't want you promoting this political candidate, but we want you to promote this one over here and only allow information about this one over here. So Twitter became politically diverse. And then a couple of years later, this free speech advocating billionaire known as Elon Musk, who currently runs our space program, decided he wanted to buy the birdie. And he exposed all that. He exposed the fact that the numerous users on the platform were all computer bots being used as a way to politically manipulate people into thinking that an odd opponent on the political campaign was a bad guy, but this guy over here is good. They were lying and making up stuff just to get their political agenda written. And people say, oh, I don't like this guy, but I'm going to go ahead and vote for this one because I saw this on Twitter. The birdie was manipulated into thinking people, it was manipulated into politically rethinking people. People would look at it and believe what they see because unfortunately most people are idiots and will believe what they see. I run into that every day. People think that because the mainstream media says that this person over here is doing something that they didn't do, they believe it because they see it on the news. So we want to make sure that the Megalo Global Network is not politically controlled or politically diverse. That being said, we will never allow a stockholder or a shareholder to tell us how to run the company. And anybody who invests in this company must leave their stock in the company for at least 1 year, simply because we have to raise enough of that stock in order to get the company officially launched. If people buy the stock and then pull it away 2 days later, it's not there and we can't make it grow. So you have to leave it there for a year. That's part of the contract. And we refuse to go on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange or any of the SEC government's particular areas. So we want to maintain it privately. We're building our own private stock exchange that people can go on and say, yes, I like the way this company's doing. I like what they're doing. I like the fact that my $5 here just went to an ad over here, brought in this much business, and now this particular $5 is now worth 20. You got 250 million shares in a company, and the company's going to make those profits and make that money grow. That's what we need. We need people that are willing to buy stock for the long haul. We want to continue to grow. And get down. Don't knock it over. Don't. Sorry, my baby kitty is still trying to knock it over. I don't know what her deal is or obsession with it, but she sees me talking and she's trying to figure out who I'm talking to. Sorry. But that being said, that's what we need. We need to sell the 250 million shares in stock. Sorry. Yeah, 250 million shares. And we need to work with... Get out! We need to make sure that people who invest don't have a political agenda. And I really want to make that very stressfully clear. So when you see this, I wish you guys to reach out to me. 1-877-990-9397 is the company 800 number. My extension is 101. And you guys can go ahead and contact me anytime you want. The other portions of the company that answer that phone are through a company that we partnered with that has provided us 35 sales and tech support representatives that will work around the clock for us. They're a company out of Germany. And they work with people all around the world. They work with freelancers, and they hire our support staff and our tech staff. Our development staff works here with me. We all work remotely because it's just easier for some people to work remotely. Most of the people we work with work for other companies. I got a guy that works with me who resells web hosting. But he works for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, leasing cars to people. He has a lot of different areas that he works in, and I'm not the only one. and he makes 50% commission on every web server he sells. So as it stands, we have made close to $30,000 in the last year alone just selling web hosting, and we need that to grow. We need it to grow big time. Otherwise, this company will never fully take off. And we want to build our own data centers, build our own offices, and we want to make sure that when we do this, it is protected from any kind of insurrection, is the word I'm going to use. We want to make sure that there's no political parties that are going to come in and try and tear us down, or Facebook's not going to try and take us away, or Google's not going to try and shut us down again. We have to make sure that that doesn't happen. We are a threat to them simply because we compete with them, and that's how they look at it. Anyway, I hope that this demonstration, this video, was informative. I apologize, I'm not very proper on camera. I don't go on camera very often. I'm used to filming people on the news and stuff, but I'm never actually behind the camera. David is the one that is normally doing all the public face stuff, simply because he is a political candidate going for Congress right now in Pennsylvania, and he wants to root out corruption in the government. He's our co-founder, so I don't consider that being a politically diverse. I'm not going to cater only to him. If anybody else wants to run an ad, they're more than welcome to. But he does the face of the business simply because he's good at working with people. I'm a technology person. I'm a coder. I'm the guy that likes to sit behind the scenes and run the company, and I don't want to be on the face of the business. I'm more of the silent party, so to speak. And because I'm such a genius, I lack social skills. And I am a genius. I have an IQ of 162. I've known that since I was about 13. I discovered that when I was in junior high and middle school. That being said, I'm not very good at interacting with people or even on a social setting. I look at numbers and I do look at the raw details, and I lay it out in such a form that people often think that I'm autistic or something, which I'm not, simply because I'm so detail oriented. But anyway, give me a holler if you want. I'm going to start working on becoming more of the face of the business. I want to get more out there. I want to correct my ability to socialize more, and I want to do better. But I hope people call me, give me a holler, find out what this is about, and I'll even go through and I'll show you everything you want to see. All you have to do is ask. I'm around for anybody to talk to, and I love what I've built, and I want to see it go far. So if you want to buy stock in the company, register on megalosocial.com and purchase a pro package. Get on there and buy your stock. And if you want to buy more than the package offer as well, that's when you have to really contact us, and we have to set aside something. We have to do that individually. So give me a holler. God bless everybody. Cut.